I would love to start with something that I do with all my first art history class. So welcome to my art history class. And first of all, I want to just explain to you the way I learn art history at University of Montreal. Art history is more linked with cultural studies. So we study how art has impact in society or on society and how society has impact on art. So in this kind of cultural study where we had classes of anthropology, philosophy, linguistic also, everything that can learn how a society works. Inside that, there is these visual studies that study all the visual in our society. So we learn to see an advertisement as the same as an artwork and just as a visual in a society. So I'm not very good at analyze the aesthetics of artworks. I can do it, but I'm not very good at it. On that slide, I wanted to start by the way we analyze images in Western society, by iconography. We are used to do that. Of course, if the people know, it's linked with the grill of Erwin Panofsky, which is linked with the work of Aby Warburg. But on the first images of Tintoretto, if you see it, it's linked with image and text iconography, and it's really linked with the content and meaning. And we are used to ask ourselves always and always when we see a picture, what is it? Qu'est-ce que c'est? It's really like we search for a representation. And if we know the Légende dorée, the golden legend, it's an apocryph text, we can see that it's Saint George, the princess, the dragon, and even the Christ up on the light. So the text is really here to analyze the picture, the artwork here. And we're really used to do that. It's more complicated. The lecture is more complicated when we see a picture like that, an artwork of Pollock, because the text we don't have text to analyze those kind of artwork. And so the lecture is more complicated. And here we go, I come back to the beginning. It's where cultural studies is here for. We use more iconology, and we have to understand the visual through society. And if we do that, if we ask ourselves how, why, and where, it's a different kind of question. We will understand the gesture of Pollock. We will understand the USA after the war. We will understand even the notion of frontier that was very important during those period for artists. And we will understand more widely the artwork. Then, that is explained. I can go to the other slide. So for me, the archetype is a manner to understand how society see a form. And for me today, I will focus on the body. I will not go into the gender of body because it's another question. We can speak later about that with pleasure, but it's another question. And really for me, the body as a form is a moving entity. It is positioned between recognizable form and flexible one. And I think it's pretty the same with all the panelists today. We go with a form that are flexible. So the body is the same. And if we see the first picture, I'm sorry, I said right to left, but it's left to right. Sorry. So if we see the first picture from La Tapisserie de Bayeux, and for the years or century after, the body was a message. And here we can see Harold, and we can see a lot of different kind. We can see also Stella, it's the star. So it's really like a message. And from years and century, the body was a message for wise, it was a message for moral, it was a message for politics also. And it was a message through the question what it is. It is, what is this person? What is representing? And then at the beginning of the past century, like with Dada and even after war, with the 50s and the 70s, the body performance became came with the aspect of gesture. And this gesture in a society, in a society, and if we see the first, sorry about the noise, I hope everybody, it's fine, okay. If we see the picture of Nengudi here, you have to ask how, where, and why, because otherwise you cannot understand why she's using tights and sands to explain or to reflect about right of the black people in the USA, and you even doesn't understand why Tracy Emin putting a bed with a lot of intimacy stuff into. If you cannot understand if you just ask yourself what it is, because it's just a bed, and what is in the museum, what is the place. But if you ask yourself, why does she use intimacy? Why does she use condom to put on the bed? Because she's speaking about how sexuality for a woman in the UK in the 90s was hidden a lot. So it's really like, my time is already done, 8 minutes. It's really like, it's a shifting of question about the body. And my last point is about digital art, and the last line. With digital art, the body goes from a lot from the gesture to absence of body also. And the first picture there, it's a fantastic artwork. If you can see it, it's just fantastic. From Lausanne Heimer. The artwork recorded your heartbeats into the place on a bubble, on a light bubble. And it's really interesting because this absence of body goes to a trace in data. Your body, your recorded body goes to data. So it's really like the absence goes to something or something else into data. And it's a lot, there is a lot in digital arts with those kind of scenario of SF. We talked about SF too, but it's really bring something and tied it into something very wide. And as you can see, the two last one, it's the body is really linked with the medium, with the work of Sue. The body is linked through data, is really that how can we think today the body through data, through the medium. It's really, I think, the last word I can say. And about Skanewati, she's rethinking the First Nation tradition from Canada through digital picture, and she's really thinking how traditional aspect of First Nation culture can be linked into digital. So the body here is also like taking in another sphere, in another atmosphere, in another world. Then, thank you. Thank you.